Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be hailing from. This is the Fedora Podcast, episode number 37. I know, this is not our usual time slot. No, I didn't click the go live button by accident. We have a very special edition. We teased it last episode. We have a very special edition of the Fedora Podcast. We changed the date and time, partly because of when the announcement was made, but also due to some time zone challenges. So no, Eric has not lost his mind. This was planned, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to introduce our guests because Fedora and Slimbook actually made a huge announcement just a few days ago. So, with that said, let me bring on our guests and introduce them to you all. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I know it's late in the evening where you all are at, so thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, hello.
Hello, thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm watching our viewer count, and there's people trickling in. Like, wait, we don't have Fedora podcast episodes at 9 a.m. Central Time in the U.S. What's going on? So, if you have any questions for our guests today, make sure you put them in chat, or if you're catching this after the fact, throw them in the comments. But with that said, you guys are from Slimbook, so why don't we introduce yourselves, and then we'll introduce what was announced. So, Vaja, why don't you kick us off?
Hello, my name is Vaja. I'm from Georgia. I was born there, so I came here in Spain, since 6 years old I have been living here. So I work at Slimbooks 6 months now, and I'm lucky guy to work here with Alejandro.
Yes. And well, I'm Alejandro from Spain. I am the CEO of the company. I founded Slimbook 8 years ago, and well, it's a pleasure for me have Bacha in the team. It's a great person, and they are making big things with us. And well, I like well, for more information about us. I like playing games, the nature, and well, and play with my daughter. She has 3 years old, and I love Linux, and nothing more.
Three is a really fun age. I've got 4 kids in a blended family, and my youngest is about to turn 5. And there are days where I miss when she couldn't talk, because now she calls me out when Dad says something that doesn't make sense. So, but such a fun age, and I trust that her dad will teach her all the Linux things, and hopefully her first laptop is a Slimbook.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be perfect. I know that kids, they need to learn at early age the Linux community and be part of this beautiful community we have.
For sure. Yeah, I am a huge fan of our community. That's part of the reason why I work with the Fedora podcast. It gives me a chance to meet and talk with people like yourselves from all over the globe, from all different walks of life. It's a lot of fun. Uh, so why don't we kick this off with what was announced? I found out about this about a week ago and was really excited. I've followed Slimbook pretty much since you founded the company. So what was announced from Slimbook's perspective?
Well, we announced the Fedora Slimbook Edition laptop. It's an ultrabook laptop with NVIDIA graphics card and 12th gen Intel i7 processor. And well, it's a very sleek, very unique design that blends with the uh, stylish and modern laptops. And just check it out, guys. It's very good product to have. So It comes with Fedora pre-installed. It's right here.
Oh, good. I didn't even think about show and tell. That is beautiful. The Slimbook logo right next to the Fedora logo. I love it.
Yes.
And that is super thin. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. I need to get my hands on one.
It comes with up to 64 gigabytes of RAM, etc., etc. You can check it out. The details at our webpage, fedoraslimbook.com. That's ES, sorry. And well, it's a collaboration between Slimbook and Fedora. This couple of weeks, it's been wonderful to collaborate with the Fedora team, and well, it's here already, the Fedora Slimbook.
Yeah, so I'll throw that link in the show notes, and it's in the chat as well. If you're catching the audio version, we are live on YouTube, and you should jump to the chapter marker about what was announced, because what Alejandro held up was a very, very sleek laptop. It very much. My other life, I have a MacBook, and just the construction, just the appearance gives that refined look that we've come to expect from say an Apple product. But one of my favorite things about what you showed the audience was that where the super key goes, or from other folks may know it as the Windows key, was not the Windows logo. It was the Fedora logo. So
yes.
When you go to hit the super key, it says Fedora, and I loved the fact that we have such a good-looking laptop with the Fedora branding on it, and obviously, it's got to run Linux out of the box so well. This has been a really exciting partnership to kind of get to know.
Yes.
So how has Fedora and Slimbook kind of collaborated on this project? How did that come to be?
First of the question. 10 years ago, we in the Linux conferences, all people have Apple laptops. No, it's good, but 10 years ago we thinking, why all people have Apple laptops with Linux? We not other brands top level, high level, high end for these laptops, no? And this is why we start this adventure.
Yes, there was a need for a good-looking, modern, and powerful laptop that comes with pre-installed Linux and with 100% compatibility with Linux systems, like Fedora in this case. There wasn't any much options in the market, so Alejandro came with this Slimbook option that we, until today, we are offering a good product that comes with 100% Linux compatibility laptops. So this is why Fedora Linux is one of the best in the market.
Love that. And you absolutely hit it, that for years, if you were a Linux enthusiast, you had to take somebody else's branded laptop and try and shove Linux on top of it. Like one of the best systems I ever had was a MacBook 2013 edition, and it ran Arch like a champ. I mean, those were back in the days when I didn't have kids, and so I could run Arch. Now I'm all bought in on Fedora, but I mean, a great looking laptop, something that's performant, that runs Linux out of the box. I love what you all are doing. So I know the question that everybody's going to be asking is, where can I go to get it? Is it just at your all's digital storefront, the link that we provided, or is it available through third-party vendors? Where all can we get our hands on this?
Yes, for now, that depends in the future, but for now you can access and buy from our webpage, fedora.slimbook.es, and it's our online web store. You can customize preference of RAM and SSD you want, and about a week you will have it home.
What about shipping? Are you all global, or is it select countries?
Yes, global, anywhere in the world.
Awesome. So I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, in the United States. So if you could get one, on the truck, that'd be great.
Perfect, sounds good. In a week or maybe less, depends of the how much we have right now, the shipping process. You will have the the new laptop in about a week.
That's awesome. So I also heard rumors that you had a discount program for Fedora contributors. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, Alejandro decided that the discount as for Fedora or Red Hat contributors should have a more access to this laptop, because they are contributing Fedora also, and it's why we came up with this idea for them to have this Fedora laptop.
Okay, so that's awesome. As a Red Hatter and as a Fedora contributor, I even more compelling reason to go and check this out. My wife is not going to be thrilled with this episode. So we've had a couple of questions come in over chat about some of the hardware. The first question was about how is this laptop with thermal efficiency? I mean, we are talking about Intel here, and then you got a little smiley face emoji. So how's thermal efficiency with a laptop like this?
Well, as you can expect, it's Intel and NVIDIA in the same chassis. So our Slimbook Fedora laptop, it comes with double ventilation, double heatsink, and it handles quite well. So depends of the user workload. And in the BIOS, we have also a setting that changes depending on what you choose, the silence mode or performance mode. And if you want that the laptop should run quietly, you can enable the silent mode, and it has a thermal limit that it can no longer exceed the temperatures, and it also is quiet. So also you can enable the performance mode, and it doesn't restrict anything.
So as a follow-up to that, you mentioned that it's Intel and NVIDIA. And so the question that came in was, how does the NVIDIA card work out of the box? We know that NVIDIA drivers require a few extra steps to enable under Fedora and under a lot of different Linux distributions. So does the system come pre-imaged, or are there easy steps that maybe a handout in the box or something that helps a new user enable the NVIDIA card?
We ship our Fedora Slimbook laptop with vanilla settings. So once for example, you receive the new Fedora Slimbook laptop, you opened it, and the first thing that tells you is enter your username. And after that, it asks you if you want Novo drivers or proprietary drivers. So depends of the user entirely. So no modifications, only the Fedora you expect.
Gotcha. So after the episode, I may go and see if I can track down a recent blog post on how to enable both the Novu.
I have difficulty to pronounce that.
or the proprietary drivers. So
yes.
That'll be good to have in our show notes. One of the other questions that came in was, I mean, it is a good looking laptop, but how's the battery life?
Well, also that depends on the user. It
Obviously.
has 82 watt-hour battery, and also it has 16-inch screen with 3K resolution. So depends of the brightness, the workload, everything depends. But we don't to give the users.
This may help. I'm a regular Office user most of the time. I'm working in slide decks. I'm attending virtual meetings. A lot of times my laptops are not heavily taxed. So if I'm just doing regular Office type work, what kind of if I take it to a coffee shop or something, could I expect to get an 8-hour charge out of it?
6 to 8 hours perfectly.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's always a loaded question of how great's the battery? Well, I mean, if you're running 6 different very resource-intensive applications all at once and you're doing video editing, then probably not that much. But that's true of any battery. But yeah, I should have given you a scenario to work off of. I kind of set you up for that one. Sorry about that.
Nah, it's okay.
Okay. So let's see. We've kind of got caught up on chat. We've got some future-looking questions here, but we'll circle back to those. So shifting gears a little bit, because I know we've got a few frequent viewers on the show that are big fans of Spins, and so you mentioned that it's just Fedora Workstation out of the box, very vanilla, not anything customized, not anything specifically tailored. Pretty much because Fedora does pretty much all of its work upstream anyway, so anything that gets introduced into the upstream kernel would find its way into the Fedora kernel. So what about spins? Would there be options for preloaded spins in the future? Maybe something like Fedora KDE, or I know we've got a lot of folks that are big fans of the upcoming Budgie spin.
Well, the user can install another distributions, but the flavor of Fedora is chosen by Fedora for this laptop.
Yes, the decision comes from Fedora itself. So we are not telling the user not to pre-install anything. The user is free to install anything they want, but the Fedora Slimbook laptop comes with pre-installed vanilla out of the box.
Genome.
With Genome, of course.
So, and I'm pretty sure I know who submitted that question. So it'd be very easy to just go out to getfedora.org, grab any of the Spins ISOs, whether it's Onyx, which I think is coming up here fairly soon, whether it's the KDE spin, any of these, anything that is Fedora based, and throw it on a USB stick, plug it into the laptop, re-image the laptop, and you'd get a reasonable performance from any of the spins, no matter what they are.
Yes, the user is the main the owner of the machine, so doesn't void any warranty or anything like that. So the user can download any Fedora flavor they want, install in the USB, and run it the same day if they want.
So another pre-submitted question we had along the same lines was Fedora is listed among a number of distros that can be pre-installed on a lot of your different devices. What does the testing process look like? How do you validate that a distribution works well on top of Slimbook?
Well, we first install, like any other laptop or user. We test the performance, what we could expect versus what we are getting. So we test webcam, keyboard, the trackpad, touchpad. I mean, we tested everything that could be if something goes wrong, the user should not expect anything like that. We can detect it before the user detects. So we tried also the next version of Fedora, and works just as it should. So no problem for that.
Let's see. So it does look like the model I'm looking at does have USB-C, which was one of the questions we had in chat. It was more geared towards Thunderbolt, but
Yes, it's Thunderbolt 4.
Thunderbolt 4 with 40 gigabytes of bandwidth. It
Oh
supports
wow.
DisplayPort and
Ah.
HDMI
And power supply.
power supply. Yes, you can charge your laptop also. Um,
Up
the-
to 14 cores, 20 threads. I mean,
yes,
this is an amazing device.
i7 1200 1700 yes,
Yes.
H.
Yes.
It runs very good, so check it out, guys.
Let's see. All right, sorry, we had a barrage of questions come in, and I'm kind of
I see.
you. So one of the themes in the questions that we've been getting is, did Fedora really get any special treatment? But and whether you're deciding on what edition of Fedora to run, whether you're talking about what hardware to select, but looking at your main site, it looks like Fedora was just able to just be shipped with Slimbook. It didn't look like anything specific went into this. Is that correct?
Well, our standard choices works with Linux and then work with Fedora. No?
Just the Fedora and Slimbook has the same ideals, so why not?
And there's a question in chat here that I want to bring up, and this was on my list as well. So the $1 million question: are there plans in the future for AMD edition, whether that's CPU, GPU, both? Because I know that most of my hardware in the house now is AMD based. So is AMD in the future?
Do you want to answer?
Well, maybe in the future. This question have another questions because, for example, Thunderbolt 4 is Intel property, and no many laptops have no many AMD laptops have Thunderbolt 4. It's a licenciado.
It's licensed only for Intel.
Yes, and some other laptops, but not all laptops.
Yes, some AMD laptops has Thunderbolt, but you have to license it. That's, I think, what
Yes.
Alejandro wants to mean. Well, the AMD version of Fedora Slimbook laptop depends entirely of the success of this edition. So why not? We are not closing any doors in the future. If the community wants AMD Fedora Slimbook laptop, we would like to do that, but for now only Intel. That depends also for the community.
So
Also,
it sounds like Slimbook, Fedora, and the Linux community at large has some work to do on some of the bigger corporations to get some more freedom as far as what hardware options are available.
yes, we are working with several models of Slimbooks right now, but the most how do I say that? We are thinking of another laptop, the same ones, but in 14-inch. That depends of the success of this version. But of course, the community has to speak if they want to the same one without the NVIDIA graphics card, the same processor, the same chassis, the same touchpad, but in the 14-inch version, and with the same tax key, the Fedora tax key, and the Fedora logo in the chassis.
Yeah, and I would I would throw my vote in for a 14-inch. Most of my workloads are cloud focused now. A lot of my demos that I do for work are built on one cloud or another. So I don't really need a lot of compute power with me. I spend a lot of time at airports and conference centers. So small, lightweight, and portable are usually things I look for in a laptop. So I don't know if the IT guy word carries a lot of weight with Slimbook, but there's my vote.
Why not? For the powerfulness, it's the same i7, so there should be any differences, but the graphics card.
Yeah, letting go of the graphics card would be a huge boost in both weight and battery life. So and I see a few upvotes for 14-inch in the chat as well. So one thing I love about the Fedora community is we are very open and very welcoming, but also slightly opinionated. So so I noticed this question a little bit earlier. It looks like you've got desktops, laptops, and some peripherals. There's a question about any thoughts about producing a slim phone that runs Fedora.
Well, I don't know. The smartphones is another market, no? It's a different market, very competitive with very competitors.
Yeah, it's a completely different market.
Yes.
Some other brands of Spanish brands try to do that, and I mean the people choose iPhone, Samsung, and not many.
Yes, it's a difficult way. I think that you remember Purisma. I think that the people are asking for it, and it's a very big adventure for Purisma, and they had many problems with it. With a final success, but it's a long adventure, long way.
Well, maybe Slimbook will make such a fortune off of selling Fedora Slimbooks that you've got so much money to throw at this idea that the slim phone will be the future.
Yeah, why not? We hope so.
All right. Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to mention? Anything we didn't cover? We kind of blew through the agenda really quick.
Nothing else.
Preguntas.
Any questions for us from the community? I see a lot of questions right there in the comment section, but nothing else from our side. We have to collaborate to make Linux better every day. So this is why also the collaboration between Fedora and Slimbook.
Yes, it's important for us collaborate with Linux entities with Fedora, with GNOME, and make a Linux a better place for all.
So during the pre-show, we were talking about why we do this live versus pre-recorded, and I think the folks that showed up today are a prime example of why I prefer to do this live, just because they like tripled the list of questions that I had to bring up on today's episode. So thank you very much to the Fedora community that jumped up here and we had a different time of day. In fact, we did back-to-back episodes. Usually the show's every other week, but because of the timing of the announcement, we managed to squeeze in an extra episode. But really excited that the Fedora community hung out with us and had some questions for you all. They really make the content even better. I can only do so much, and having folks show up and ask questions, really appreciate that. And I'm very appreciative that the two of you were willing to jump on and really excited that you all were agreed to jump on and be pounded with questions for 30 minutes. So really appreciate that. So as we wrap up, Fedora Slimbook just announced brand new hardware platform, beautiful laptop, has the Fedora logo anywhere we could find to put it. It's on the top. It's on the super key. Yeah. Bring that beautiful laptop back up on the screen. So if you're watching the audio edition, definitely go to fedora.slimbook.es. That link will be in the show notes, whether it's the live, whether it's YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. That will be in the show notes after the episode goes live, and that is available right now. So you can go out, you can spec it out, you can buy it. And then, in case you missed it earlier, wanted to bring up the fact that if you're a Red Hat or Fedora contributor, there's actually a discount. And I don't think we covered this before, but what kind of discount are we talking? Like 1%, 50%, free?
About $100, $105 with the conversion. It's €100. So just email us with your Fedora account, and we'll take care of the discount.
The coupon discount, yes.
Awesome. Yeah, so if you are a Fedora contributor, then definitely email the team at Slimbook and get your discount. $100, $105, €100. That's nothing to scoff at these days. So that's awesome. So if you're a part of the community, definitely go and get a Slimbook. I'm hoping in the 2024 Linux Fest circuit that I see a bunch of these all over the place. We can start to push maybe some MacBooks out of the conference now that we've got a really good looking Slimbook to compete with it. With that said, thank you all very much for joining us. Really excited, whether you caught it live, whether you're catching it after the fact. The audio edition usually goes out about 24 hours after the live edition. It takes some time to get the audio synced up, to get everything cleaned up, but really excited. And if you didn't notice, we had our new bumpers in. I was really excited that we got that done. We've got to fix up the transition a little bit, but I mean, the music, the animation, you got to see it here first. So our special edition Slimbook episode also included the intro bumper that we've been working on. So really, I'm excited. I started doing Fedora Podcast episodes about 6-7 months ago, and our audience has grown. The community participation has grown, and I say that not in part to thank the audience, but also because next week, yes, we're doing 3 episodes in 3 weeks. It's craziness, but here in 3 weeks, we're going to have Neil Gampa on. He is a longtime Fedora contributor. He works on just about everything. I see him in the CentOS world. I see him in Fedora world. Does a little bit of everything everywhere. So I don't think the guy sleeps. He also took over my seat on the Sudo show as one of the hosts there. So the guy does stuff everywhere. So we're actually going to have an ongoing story arc, if you will, about how do you Fedora. And so we're going to have Neil on. He's going to talk about his experiences with the Fedora community, how he got involved, and what he's doing today in the Fedora community. So definitely looking forward to having more of those episodes. Definitely looking forward to catching up with Neil. He and I haven't talked much lately. Work's been crazy, and so really looking forward to catching up with Neil. With that said, definitely check us out on the Fedora discussion board. There's usually an episode thread, so you can keep the conversation going. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button. That way we know what content resonates with you. On behalf of the Fedora community, Alejandro and Vaja, thank you guys for joining us. And I have been Eric, the IT guy Hendricks. So thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.